What are the three most important numbers for a stylist to focus on? Productivity matters, and it's measured in numbers. That's the harsh reality. And it's by measuring and tracking your productivity that you get to see how you're performing as an individual, and then enable you to make comparisons and to be able to see goals for future growth. As a hairdresser, there are many different systems that will determine your weekly or monthly pay, and depending on the country or even the state that you're in, there may or may not be a guaranteed minimum wage. But the most common system by which hairdressers are paid is a combination of a guaranteed weekly or monthly minimum wage and then a commission or bonus over and above a certain figure. The bottom line is that the more you do, the more you get. So if you're a hairdresser working for someone else, what are the most important three figures for you to focus on? My number one figure that a hairdresser should focus or monitor is their total weekly sales in products and services. What you generate in sales each day or week is ultimately what determines how much you get paid. So knowing the total revenue figure should be an important number to you. How the total revenue figure is achieved will vary enormously from individual to individual and will be influenced by several variables, from the price of your products and services, what they're charged out at, to the range of services that you offer, the amount of clients that you service, and the amount of time that you allocate for an appointment. Tracking the progressive totals of the revenue that you generate on a daily and weekly basis and understanding what it is made up of and knowing what your targets are will keep you focused on your results and the opportunities that every client presents. The second most important figure a hairdresser should monitor is their average bill. The average bill is the figure that comes from dividing your total sales by the total number of clients that you've serviced over the same time period. So for example, if you achieved a total weekly revenue of 2,000 and you did 40 clients, that's 2,000 divided by 40, which is an average bill of 50. The higher your average bill is, the better, as it's an indicator that your clients are buying multiple products and services. Whereas the lower your average bill is, the more clients you have to do to arrive at the same weekly revenue. Conversely, the higher the average bill, then the less clients you have to do to arrive at the same figure. So having a high average bill is usually a sign of someone who is working smarter, not harder. To me, the third most important figure for the hairdresser to know is the returning client percentage. If you're in a situation where you're churning through clients and producing high weekly revenue, on the surface that may be impressive, but if there's a low percentage of them returning, then that's a real problem, unless you were working in a holiday resort, for example. A good hairdresser will not only have a high weekly revenue figure, but they'll also have a high percentage of clients each week returning, as well as new clients that have been recommended. Having goals in each category and being aware of your numbers on a daily and weekly and monthly basis, it gives you a focus on what you're doing, and it highlights your ability to influence the outcome. Using a good software system, you can easily access instant reports in numeric and graph form from a whole range of stats which allow you to see at a glance how you're performing at any point in time. If you're using a good Salon software system, you'll get numeric, real-time, daily and weekly updates. I also like to use graphs because they depict what the numbers are saying. I find that as hairdressers that we're very visual in how we take in and process information. A graph is simply a picture of what the numbers are saying. Now I know that for a lot of hairdressers that numbers can be boring and they can be confusing, but understanding them is important as it shows what you're doing well and where you need help. If you need help with your numbers and improving your productivity, I suggest that you might want to start by reading or listening to Grow One Super Stylist. I promise you it's full of practical, common sense ideas that work. So thank you for watching. If you don't already subscribe to the 2-Minute Salon Manager, you can do so by visiting growmysalonbusiness.com, or you can also opt in at paulmitchellpro.com. And if you don't already do so, I suggest that you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, again, at Grow My Salon Business. Have a great week.